We may initially decide to drink using the goal-directed behavior circuit. We want the anxiety to stop. We want to forget. We can't handle feeling this way. We want to fit in. But then after that first sip, the automatic process takes over and we continue drinking all night. The influence that conditioned cues for alcohol have on our behavior grow over time in a phenomenon that's called incubation of craving. And studies have found that this can peak at around 3 months sober, which, based on what I've seen in the Living a Sober-Powered Life community, it seems like 3 to 6 months is the toughest time to maintain sobriety. I had a lot of trouble from 6 to 9 months. So you may not have the exact same experience, but it seems like anywhere in that 3 to 9 month mark is very challenging. If you know a little bit about my story, then you may know about my 90-day challenge. That break was the reason that I was able to quit for good, and I described it more in episode 164. After I started drinking again, my husband and I went on a cruise, and we had the drink package. I decided that it was a special occasion, so I would drink the way I wanted to and then go back to controlled drinking after. You probably know how that one turned out. But during the vacation, I got very drunk basically every day. I remember one night I was so drunk that I was swaying and we had to be up early for a tour. And it was a tour that I was very excited about. It was like the one day that I was really looking forward to. My husband was trying to keep up with me, but he wasn't able to this time, so he brought a full beer back to the room and set it on the table. He didn't want it. I think my husband was talking to me about waking up early for the tour the next day, and suddenly, without warning, I picked up his beer and slammed it. We were getting ready for bed. The fun was over. We were not going out to party or be at the bars anymore. There was no reason for me to do that, but I did it anyways. If you've ever had a drink and you didn't understand why, then maybe that story resonates with you. I've discussed this in previous episodes, which I'll list out in the show notes, but we get fixated on alcohol and our attention gets stuck on it. It's hard to overcome an urge to drink if you can't get your attention off alcohol. A 2011 study looked at people who were drinking and observed their attention. And it's hard to observe drunk people because being drunk impacts your ability to do anything, but they attempted to correct for this in their methods. And they found that even at BACs high enough to impair the ability for the eyes to do their job, problem drinkers were still fixated on alcohol-related stimuli. So basically on alcohol. And that's where I was at on the cruise, but I didn't even notice it. And these fixation times are measured in milliseconds. We get stuck on alcohol or alcohol-related cues longer than anything else, but not long enough to make it to our conscious mind. So I didn't just randomly slam the beer for no reason. My mind had probably been stuck on it since my husband set the beer down, and I knew that I could drink it. And my goal-directed circuit was screaming, you have to be up for a tour tomorrow. You're very excited about this tour. And you're about to go to bed. There's no reason to drink more. And my habitual automatic circuit just kept thinking, when there's a drink, we drink it. And then eventually that won, and I drank the beer. And you know what? I didn't wake up in time for the tour.